You have $10,000. Your neighbor has $10,000. You both decide to put that money away for safekeeping. You each deposit that exact same $10,000 into two different banks. It's the exact same economy, the exact same year. You haven't taken any crazy risks, and neither have they.
But fast forward 12 months. You check your account, and you've earned maybe 20 bucks. That's enough for a cheap dinner. Your neighbor checks their account. They've earned $500. Enough to pay their utility bills for the entire month. Same money, same year, completely different result.
So why are millions of Americans actively choosing the worst option? People are unknowingly leaving hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars on the table right now. They're completely missing out on money that is rightfully theirs simply because of where they choose to park it. But there's something banks don't want you focusing on. Let's look behind the curtain for a second. For decades, traditional megabanks have dominated America. But look at what actually powers them. Massive, expensive branch networks, towering luxury office buildings, thousands of physical retail locations. They literally use your deposits to fund all of this massive overhead. And the trade-off for you? They pay you returns so low, they're almost invisible. Sounds like a small inconvenience, right? But here is the brutal reality. If your cash is sitting in a traditional savings account right now, it is falling behind every single day. It's quietly losing its purchasing power to inflation. You aren't just missing out on growth. Your money's ability to buy things is actually shrinking while it just sits there doing absolutely nothing. And this is where the story gets even more interesting. For a long time, most people kind of ignored this because interest rates were practically zero everywhere. But then, a massive economic shift happened. First, inflation surged. Second, the Federal Reserve aggressively jacked up interest rates to fight it. And suddenly, cash became a highly valuable asset again. The banking industry was forced to make a choice: adapt to these higher rates and pay you more, or ignore them and keep the profits for themselves. To understand what happened next, think about a really simple metaphor. Imagine two stores selling the exact same product. One operates from a massive luxury building right in the middle of Manhattan. The other sells exclusively online with incredibly low operating costs. Who do you think has more flexibility to offer you a better deal? The answer is obvious. Businesses with fewer expenses can pass those savings directly to you. Section 1. The modern upgrade: high-yield savings accounts. This is the exact strategy digital-first online banks are using. Because they don't have the massive overhead of physical branches and thousands of tellers, they just have fewer expenses. It's that simple. And they pass those savings directly to you through significantly higher yields. At the heart of this entire system is a single, absolutely crucial metric: APY, annual percentage yield. This is literally the most important number in banking. It's the percentage your money earns over a year, and it includes the sheer magic of compound interest. When $50,000 sits in a traditional bank, the growth is basically a flat deadline. But compare that to the compounding upward growth curve of that exact same $50,000 in a high-yield account. Your money doesn't just earn interest. It earns interest on its own interest, and then interest on that interest. The wealth gap widens year after year, and the person on the top curve did absolutely zero extra work. It's a principle so incredibly powerful that Albert Einstein allegedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether he actually said it or not, the math is totally undeniable. Small percentage differences, when stretched over long periods of time, they create a massive, life-changing financial advantage. But right now, you're probably asking the exact skeptical question that comes up every single time we look at these numbers. If high-yield savings accounts are so much better, if it's literally free money, why doesn't everyone just switch? The real reason most people never switch is actually surprising. It's a psychological trap. Most people do not change financial products unless they are practically forced to. You probably have the exact same bank account you opened a decade ago, or maybe the one your parents set up for you. Banks know this. They know convenience creates blind loyalty, and that loyalty prevents you from looking across the street to see the vastly better options available to you. But before you open a new account, there's something you need to know. The crucial point is this: high-yield accounts aren't magic. They aren't designed to make you rich overnight like some speculative, risky stock market trade might. What they actually do is provide safety, high accessibility, and unmatched productivity for your cash. They efficiently grow your emergency fund without adding a single ounce of risk. And the biggest mistake isn't what you think.
In fact, it highlights this ironic trap millions of Americans fall into every single day. Step 1, they spend hours researching complex stocks. Step 2, they obsessively follow market news and financial influencers. Step 3, they completely ignore the thousands of dollars sitting entirely idle right in their checking or traditional savings account. They're out there chasing pennies in the stock market while literally dropping dollars at the bank.
We need to completely shift our mindset here. For years, financial gurus screamed that cash is trash, right? That you had to invest every spare dime immediately. But the truth about cash in today's high-rate environment is totally different. Liquidity has incredible value. Financial flexibility is a superpower. Cash is no longer a dead asset. It is a highly productive tool if you place it correctly.
So how does this actually build into a complete strategy? Well, notice how smart, wealthy investors operate. Yes, they have investments. Yes, they have retirement accounts and real estate. But notice that final slice. High-yield savings. Nothing sits idle. Every single dollar has a job to do. Even their emergency savings are out there earning a solid return for them.
Because the core lesson in personal finance isn't always about massive, risky bets. As this highlights, wealth is often built through small decisions repeated consistently over time. Optimizing where you keep your everyday cash, that is exactly the kind of minor, brilliant, zero-risk decision that separates highly successful people from everyone else.
Which brings us to the most important question of this entire explainer. Where does your money sleep at night? Right now, literally while you are watching this, is your money working for you? Or is it working to pay for your traditional bank's luxury downtown office building? Check your current interest rate tonight, because you might be leaving hundreds of dollars behind.
The ultimate realization here is incredibly empowering. Upgrading your financial life right now does not require a genius Wall Street strategy. It doesn't require you to take on massive risk. The difference between earning enough for a cheap dinner and earning enough to pay your bills is simply where you choose to keep it. You just need a better location for your cash.
Most people think investing in the stock market is the absolutely only fast way to grow wealth. But are you ignoring the easiest money you'll ever make? Some smart investors are focusing on something else entirely, a strategy that's helped ordinary Americans build six-figure portfolios faster than most people can even imagine. And we're going to break down exactly how that works and how you can apply it in our next explainer.